Hey guys, TT Vape. Today I got a device called the Robo2020. I went over it in my Instagram stories about a week ago. And now I want to show you a little bit more about it. This is designed for people that use Subohm coils, AIO coils, pod coils. It's a way to clean them and reuse them. This can also be done on coils that are brand new if you want to make sure that they're clean and there's no nothing on them, and you can clean them prior to using them as well. It's a simple device. It almost looks like R2-T2, and that's what it looks like all together. I have it unplugged currently, but it plugs right into the wall. International customers, they include an adapter for you to run it. This is made in USA in West Virginia, so there's great quality control, and it's fairly inexpensive. This is one of the coils I use in the Aegis Boost, and there's about 20 bucks for 5 of them, sometimes more if you get your coils through a vape shop, and that's an added expense that is avoidable if you get one of these Robo2020s. So what I'm going to do is clean a coil. It dries it as well. It's got a drying cycle, so you wouldn't have to wait overnight after it gets cleaned. You clean it and then do the drying cycle, and then you're good to go. It's a pretty quick process, and it's fast and easy. So first thing you do is take a coil and you run it under water. So I just got back from rinsing the coil out. The other handy thing I didn't mention before is this whole assembly comes out. So you don't have to unplug this, bring the whole device over to the sink. It's all done with this rubber piece with the stainless bottom. So you want to fill it up with hot water up to that line. Let me put this back in here. I can show you. You want your coil cotton side up for the cleaning, and you want to make sure you have enough water that goes in up to this line here. And that's about it. You turn your device on and you hit the clean cycle. A red light comes on, and it's about 15 minutes. The water's gonna get very warm. It's gonna break down all the stuff that's on the coil itself and on the cotton. And I'll get another alarm with a light. When it is done, it will turn green. One thing to keep in mind with the Robo2020 is the coil itself does get clean, but the cotton doesn't always get super white again. Sometimes if you stain an item of clothing and you go to clean it, it's not always completely white again. It's similar to that, but it's clean. It's like brand new cotton after that. So we're gonna let this cycle. The water's gonna get warm, gonna break it all down, and then we'll go from there. Just wanted to pop in while it's doing the cleaning cycle to mention a couple things I missed. You wanna have this top cap on when it is in the cleaning cycle. This water gets very hot. You wouldn't want any children or pets to be near this, but this is gonna help contain it all. And there's vents in the top to release any steam. The camera may not pick it up, but the water is getting so hot it is beginning to steam just a little bit. So we're gonna keep waiting 15 minutes. The light's blinking red while it's going. When it's done, it'll turn green. The other nice thing is these buttons are large, and they say exactly what they do. So there's no confusion, there's no timers to set, there's no temperatures to set. It's all automated. You just start the cycle, you hit clean, let it do its thing, and then there's gonna be a dry cycle, which we'll go over that after this thing gets done. The next step, when it is complete, is to run it under hot water again for another minute, just like we did before we put it in there. So it's gonna go turn green. We're going to rinse it out, and then we're going to go through the drying process. Okay guys, so the red light started flashing green intermittently, red, green, until the green light came off, which means the cleaning cycle is complete. We can take the lid off. We can take this whole housing completely out. Be careful, it's very hot, but we don't need to. We just need to pop this container strainer out, which has the coil in it, which is very hot as well. We're going to take this over to the sink and rinse it off for about a minute. And then we're going to go into the drying cycle, which I think is one of the best parts of this thing because, you know, not having to wait overnight, especially if you ran out of coils, you know, you didn't have any other options, or all the issues we're having with possible vape mail ending. So that's going to be the big bonus. In about 10 or 15 minutes, this thing will be dry and ready for use. So I'm going to go ahead and go rinse it off. Get back to you. All right, so we're back with the coil that I just rinsed off for another minute. And we're gonna put this part of it off to the side for now. That's only for the cleaning portion. You're gonna go ahead and keep this strainer. Now you gotta pay attention. When you clean it, you have the coil up, but when you dry it, you're gonna put the coil in the other way. And that's gonna allow the heat to get up inside of there and get it nice and dry before you're ready to vape. So we're gonna turn it back on, and we're gonna hit the dry button. You hear a fan kick on, red light comes on, and we have a blue light that's blinking. When it's done, we'll get another sound. The light will have changed color. We'll have a coil that's ready to vape. Okay, so we completed the drying cycle. We are now going to take the coil out, and I dropped it. Do a little inspection. This was in my Aegis Boost for a month and a half and with daily use. And the cotton is actually really white again. And I see, it's going to be hard to see it on camera. I don't have a lot of fancy equipment. I apologize for that. But there is no gunk left on there. And we're back in action. So I gotta say, I had success with this device. I do feel confident recommending it. And I think it's a game changer for a lot of vapors out there. A lot of people use Subohm coils. And it's silly to keep purchasing them when you can use them at least one more time. A couple more times, clean it, try it out, see what happens. I got all pros for this device. First and foremost, ease of use. It can't get any easier. And if I was just doing the motions and not trying to explain everything, I could go watch TV, I could go do whatever. It's really a few steps. Rinse it out, put it in there, start the cleaning cycle. Take it out, rinse it off again, put just a strainer in, put it on the dry cycle, and then you're good to go. I mentioned the problems with vape mail earlier. I mean, if it gets harder and harder and more money to get these products to your home, I mean, this will 100% pay for itself. You're not throwing as much in the landfills. You know, I still walk my dogs and see cigarette butts all the time. It drives me crazy. You know, the waste that happens with nicotine use. So if we can prevent that, that's great. Now, and another thing, I know when I first started vaping, I went through flavors constantly, and that's kind of why I got into rebuilding, because these don't change flavors well. I mean, you still always taste some of the other flavor with this. You're not going to have that. So you can be changing flavors. You could have a couple coils, you know, have a clean one ready to go. So With that said, I do recommend this. It's made in USA. You're going to support small business. This thing's not a piece of crap. It's not just thrown together. It is not, I know I got questions earlier when I posted, it is not an ultrasonic cleaner. Does not work that way. We have high heat in a controlled environment. The lid helps contain that, and it does vent the steam is controlled with this lid. So if you know somebody that still uses these types of coils, or that's all they use, or you use it, it's worth it. This thing retails for $59.95 on Robo2020's website. There is free shipping currently on their website, and then if you use coupon code 5OFF01, you can get $5 off of that. So $55 delivered to your door. It's going to pay for itself. So that said, this is the Robo2020. Awesome machine. Keep on vaping.